Morning, everyone. Just let people know that I'm here. Get my laptop. It's weird now that I'm over this side because I don't know where I'm putting things. Hello. Hi, Justy. Brilliant, we're working. Morning, everyone. How is everyone? Oh my God. My greys are coming in quicker and quicker. I've got none up here, but I've got like this band here, like Cruella de Vil here, and I've got them here. And look, do you see it? That is, I think that's like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You can see them all. And because they're so light, when I get my hair dyed, it looks so dark. So I like them to lighten a bit. So I've got like a sweet spot of about 4 days when I like my hair. And after that, it's awful. Sorry, this is not why you joined, was it? Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? It's a little bit cooler here in the shop today, which is nice. Oh, thank you, Justy. I came in with just a t-shirt today, and I was like, I cannot go on an Instagram live wearing something I haven't knit. Hello from the northeast of England. Hello, how is the weather? It's nice here. I'm only just getting to my coffee, so I'm just going to wait for... Hi, Gareth. Thanks for joining us. Lovely coffee. So, if you are new to this is our Friday Inspo live, which should happen at the end of each month on a Friday. It has been chaotic the last 2 months. You might be able to hear some banging. That is next door having their chimney pulled down and rebuilt. So they've had to put all of this scaffolding around our building. At some point, the building work will end. That's a whole other palaver. You can check it out on the grid and see what I'm talking about. So yeah, we're actually on the last Friday of this month, and here I am. I'm very proud of myself, The last couple of months, it's been the first Saturday of the month after it should have been. Planning to get into a routine. Let's stick there. So please remind me if it's getting close to the last Friday and I haven't said anything. Hi everyone. Oh great, we've got lots of people joining us. So yes, our usual end of the month Friday Inspo live, and essentially it's just some patterns that have either caught mine or the team's eye, and either things we're maybe thinking about making or patterns that lots of people have been coming in to talk to us about, where we give you some recommendations for yarn in the shop. Morning from Cambridgeshire. Hello, morning. Has everyone got their coffee, their tea? I don't know. Is there any non-coffee drinkers here? I feel like coffee, tea and knitting and crafting are very entwined. So we're just going to go through some patterns. If you've got any questions, ask them here. If I don't get a chance to answer them now, re-ask them when we post this to the grid. And also, I will repeat this quite a few times. Don't worry. All of the information I'm going to give you now, so the names of the patterns, the designers, the yarns, they're all going to be listed on our blog, on the website. Sorry, I always get hiccups when I do this. I don't know if it's a nerves thing. So I've checked this morning, it's already on there, so you don't need to make any notes or anything. You can just head to our website, go to the blog, and there's direct links for all of this. Amelia, hello! You're meant to be on holiday. What are you joining work for? Amelia's on the live. Mawish says hi. We miss you. I hope you're having an amazing time though. So yeah, we're just going to get started. As I say, any questions, ask. Oh, that was it. I was thinking on the way in, is there any headlines that I need to give you guys? Because I don't know, you might get bored during this. I couldn't understand why you could possibly get bored. We're talking about knitting and yarn. But if you do have to go early, just to let you know that we are sending out a newsletter probably either tomorrow evening or Sunday morning. And it's covering our new timetables of workshops and classes. So it will take us, it'll be all the dates that take us from August through to December. There might be one or two extras that we add. We've got one or two that we're still waiting on dates, but it's the majority of them. So if you are eager to get booked onto a class or a workshop, as you'll know, they go really, really quickly. Keep an eye out for that email, and that'll let you know when they've all gone live. Oh, someone is knitting the Nomad tee. So this is the Nomad tee with Illimani. Oh, I love the Illimani. It's a cotton alpaca mix. It's so light, it's so beautiful, so nice to knit with. I can't wait to see that one. Yeah, shall I start? So yeah, email coming out this weekend. Keep an eye out for it. Right, the first one, if you're ever on Ravelry, you'll have seen it. We've had so many people coming in to talk to us about this one, so we just thought we'd mention it here. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see. There's a bit of glare from our new shop window. I know, amazing, right? So it's called Antipodes, and it's by Andrea Mowry. There, can you see the colour work? And I'm going to show you the bit I love. Ooh, there is a lot of banging going on next door. That colour section across the back of the yoke, I love it. So if you don't know, Andrea Mowry is a knitwear designer, and there is a huge yarn festival in America just north of New York called Rhinebeck, and it goes ahead every year. It is enormous, it's huge. If you ever get the chance, it's an incredible experience. I went there a couple of years ago with a friend. But this is Andrea Mowry's Rhinebeck design, and each year she brings out a pattern for the festival. Lots of people knit it in different colours and different yarns with different mods, and then they all meet up at the festival and have their photograph taken, which is pretty cool. So this is this year's design, and as you can see, it has this colour work at the front, and one is kind of shadowing the other. So the main colour on this side is done in the contrast colour on that side, and then it's the opposite on the other side. I need more coffee. And I really, really like it, but the bit I love is this section. And I was thinking I could do this section on the jumper, and then it goes into, this is really difficult to see, it goes into the sleeve, and then she just has a little section on the sleeve. And I was thinking about doing all of the sleeve and this yoke bit in this stripe, but not necessarily having the colour work all over the front. It's got this central fake seam down the middle, a little bit like community brain power. What is the word I'm thinking of? Andrea Mowry design, line down the middle. Weekender, were you all shouting at me? The Weekender. Very similar shape to the Weekender, drop sleeve, top down. Yeah, really nice pattern. So it's recommending a fingering weight yarn. I'm going to pop this down. And I mean, you could just do it in two colours. You could have your main colour and then pick a contrast colour for all the colour work. You could swap out the contrast colour and use different colours. What Andrea's used in hers and she's recommended for her sample is a colour changing yarn. So I'm going to grab this. So we have a couple of options for the colour changing part. I'm going to just grab them here. So we have Zauberball Crazy. I've got a couple of colours here just to show you. And this is a colour changing yarn. If you want to get an idea of how the colour changes on each one, it has this little representative bar, because sometimes you can't see the colours it goes into because they're on the inside. So it just gives you, you might look at this and see a colour bar somewhere that you weren't expecting. Each ball is slightly different, and they might look different on the outside because of where they've been wound from. But they're a constant changing. So that's a fingering weight yarn. We also have Billum. This is the Sneak Cake. So this is 100% merino. This is a hand-dyed one. And what they actually do is they knit up a fabric, then they paint the fabric in a constant changing gradient. So not random stripes, it's actually each one goes into the next one. So it's like a fade. And then they let it dry, then they unravel it and they wash it, and then they wind it up into a skein. It's very clever. So we've got lots of colours of this. So that would be really lovely as well. This is a little bit plumper. It can work as a sport weight as well as a fingering weight, but this would be great for it. And then you need a background colour. So I've just got a couple of combos here. Again, I've got all the different main colour yarns that I would recommend and the different contrast colours. So this one is wool decanted. This is vintage 23. It's a local British female duo. They actually live on a boat not too far away from our shop. And yes, this British wool is so buttery. It's lovely, but proper wool. And that would be great held with. And I thought that was quite a fun colour combo. It's coming out a little bit lighter on the camera. This one is a little bit darker blue wise, but that would be amazing. So this is Midnight Lagoon. It comes in a 4-ply and a DK, so we'd be talking about the 4-ply for this one. And this one I've managed to lose the label off of, so bear with me. I'm just going to go get another one. You can all entertain yourselves. Here we go. So this is colour 1702. I can't remember. They've all got names, but that would be a really nice combo. What else did I see? Thought this one would be nice as well. So this is colour 2620. It's got like reds and burgundies, a little bit of pink. And then I've picked up the 4-ply by Lina Navita. This is just a standard 4-ply 3mm 400 meters, and that would be a really nice combo with that as well, I thought. And then what else did I think of? Oh yeah, I thought the blue would be really nice with this one as well. So this one is 2332. I should have written down the names. And this has got like quite a lot of yellow, but the blues are kind of different shades of denim. And even these bits have a little lighter fleck of blue. So I think that would be really nice with that blue. And then finally, with the Bilham, I thought there was so much going on with this one. Kind of like a beige background. I might let it sing a bit. So this is Le Petit Lambswool. It's a 4-ply lambswool spun and dyed in an old Scottish mill up in Scotland. It's one of my favourites in the shop. I absolutely adore it. We've got about 60 colours in it. And so there's so many colours you'd be able to get into, but that would be a great combo as well with one of the Bilham cakes. And we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got 11 colours in stock of this one. Some of them really change colours, other are more tonal, so they'll go dark green to light green, so that could be really nice as well. Yeah, that's that one. So that's Antipode. What is the name? Is it Antipode or Antipodes? Antipode. I feel like it should say Antipode. I can't imagine what an antipode is, so I'm going to say Antipodes. I don't know what Antipodes means. Does anybody know? I should have Googled it. Let me know. So yeah, that's the first one. Let me have... Oh, lots of you are joining. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's hot in this window. Sorry, you didn't really want to join to just see a sweaty Carol in the window. So the next one hasn't been released yet, and I try to avoid doing these because by the time they come out, we've all forgotten about what we were talking about. Oh, sorry, I should have said with Antipodes. Construction, top down, back stripy panel is constructed, so it's like a saddle shoulder type thing. Then stitches are picked up front and back. then when you get down, like knitting pieces until you get to the underarm, then it's joined in the round, and then the stitches are picked up around the sleeves. I should have said that. So this pattern has been everywhere. I love it. I need it. You're all witnesses. I'm casting this on, but it's not out. It says early August. We're pretty much there, right, kids? So this is an Instagram picture, if I can zoom in to let you see of this lovely lady. It's called the Ripple Loop Sweater, and it's by Other Loops. I've knit quite a lot of Other Loops patterns now, and I really like them. This is beautiful. And I'm gonna just see if I can find another picture. So this is one with a short sleeve. If I zoom in, you get a better idea. So these are test knits that people have done. So, and I've written on the blog that this is what, from looking at what people have made in the test knit, this is what I'm thinking you might need. But it's due out early August. I would think it's going to be sometime next week, but it's stunning. Short sleeve, long sleeve, love it. So Ripple Loop Tee or Ripple Loop Sweater. Let's move on to that one. I'm going to have you seen my table? Am I going to be able to do this without wrecking my camera? Hang on, let me move you out. This is what we're working with. And you'll realise, if you haven't been here before, I get halfway around the table and I realise I can't remember which basket's for which. So I'm going to move them out the way. So that was the Antipodes sweater. I've just knocked something into the window. Right. So from what I can see, it looks like it's probably a 4mm pattern, I think she's going to use. I think. And it looks like people are using a mix of 2 mohairs held together or a mohair held with a different type of lace yarn that isn't a mohair. It's very open with what looks like those drop stitches between the ripples, but I've written all of this in the blog, but just to say, double check that what I'm saying is what is in the pattern. So for options of mohair, I mean, you could go for anything. So mohairs that we have, let's pick a different colour. So, and I've got another one over there. First of all, we've got Knitting for Olive. This is the one we have in the most number of colours. This beautiful beast is lavender blue. I'm going to move you around just to show you this here. From here down to here is our mohair wall. So we've got lots of colours. So we have Knitting for Olive. We have Berenice. Now this is a silk mohair, but it also has a tiny bit of wool in it, and it just makes it a little bit fluffier, but it's still a lace weight. This is Jardine in Berenice. We also have Lamana Premia, another silk mohair. This one is a little bit finer, and that's because it's got more silk than the other. So this is 60% mohair, 40% silk. All of these would work if you're holding these together. Berenice, I would say, if you have problems with silk mohair, not an allergy because they've all got silk mohair in them, but if it's more just, sometimes it's not an allergy, sometimes it's just the ends of the yarn, they're tickly on people, and this is where we're the most sensitive, like our décolleté and around here, and I get it around here sometimes with hats I'm wearing, and it's not an allergy, it's just a tickliness. Some people find Berenice easier to wear than a silk mohair because it's got a little bit of wool in it. The little edges, there's just, I try and describe it as there's a bit more roundness to them, and you might find that more comfortable. So any of these held double, any of these silk mohairs held double, you could hold the same colour together. You could hold 2 random colours together. I'm not saying, but you could hold 2 random colours together, and that can give you a lovely marled material. I'm just thinking with this pattern, with the drop stitches and the ripples, I might try and stick to, again, this is just me, at least if you want two different colours, going tonal and quite close. I think if it's really marbled, you're just going to lose a little bit of that definition, and you're doing all that work to make those lovely ripple shapes and the drop stitches. It would be a shame to lose that. Think same sort of ideas when you're doing cables. If you use a really variegated yarn, you do you, that's the great thing about knitting, but you might lose a little bit of the cable. It might get a little bit lost. So yeah, any of these mohairs held double. We also have cashmere mohair. So instead of silk mohair, this is silk cashmere. So instead of mohair creating the fluff, this is cashmere. This is, I wish when I got it in the shop, I'd videoed everyone that had come in and had a feel of it, because everyone that touched it was like, oh my goodness. I think until you feel it, you just don't know. So this again is a lace weight with a core of silk and then the fluff. Sorry, the camera keeps jumping in and out. So this held double, beautiful as well. Bit more expensive, but beautiful. So colours, this is colour 154, and I think this is Sudan 182. We've got a range of colours of these. They would be great as well. However, there is an option where you could hold a fluffy lace weight together with a non-fluffy lace weight. This is going to give you a similar vibe, a little bit less fluff. So options for this that we've got, again, all the mohairs we discussed, the Knitting for Olive, the Berenice by Dererum, or La Mana Premia, held with, this is a lace weight 100% alpaca. And just to show you, I've just grabbed two colour combos here. This sort of rosy colour, which is pretty. This is Plum Rose Knitting for Olive mohair. And then this is Burlwood in Titicaca. And if you're trying to match up a lace weight alpaca with a mohair, send us an email, send us a message on Instagram, or make a little comment under this and we'll get pictures and send it back to you. With this one, so this is very me. This is Galaxy in Holst Titicaca. And then this is Premia in colour 24, which I think is called Petrol. They would be lovely together. And these are £6.80, but they have a whole 400 meters in them. So this is, if you're trying to be as economic as possible, you're going to get a lot more meterage for your money of that. So this combo is going to be a little bit cheaper. Or you can go the other way. So instead of this option, which is 100% lace weight alpaca, we also have 100% lace weight cashmere. This is by Jeopard. It is, again, beautifully soft. You could pair that, one of these, with one mohair. And I think that electric blue combo is beautiful. Actually, it looks really nice with the gold. That would be a nice combo. So this Berenice is called Delphinium. That's the Berenice mohair. And then the cashmere lace, again, only has the colour number on it. That's 738. So lots of options. So basically, you're wanting two laces together. You can go two mohair or one mohair with a lace weight without any fluff. And what we have is Holst Garn Titicaca, and we also have the Jeopard cashmere lace. So from me saying that, I've seen lots of people saying, I am all over this one. I really want this one. Absolutely. So there's probably a lot of us that might be knitting this one, which is good. It's nice to have company. If there's any colours that you would like to see together, like I say, once I posted this on the grid, you can write a comment and then we'll reply to you with pictures of them together to give you an idea. Because sometimes it's difficult on the website to flick between things to match them. I've always had this idea of having some tool on the website where you could, you know, like on John Lewis, and you're looking for a new Hoover and you're allowed to pick 4 and compare them like that, but that you can have the yarn pictures next to each other. I'll have a word with the technical team, which is Graham on the weekend. See what you can do for us. Would you find that useful? Please feel free to email in and say Graham should get on with it. Right. So, oh, I'm going quite slowly today. So yeah, Other Loops isn't out yet, but if you're following us on Instagram, which you probably are if you've joined us today, I will definitely be posting when it goes live. You won't miss it. Right. Little drink. What's the time? Oh, 20 past, 27 past, that's fine. All good. Right. Wildflower Tea by Eleanor Mortensen. So a lot of my knitting friends, I've been going on about this for a little bit. Again, I'm going to try and bring it in close. So yeah, I guess you could think just another floral yoke tea. The thing I like about this, if you look at it really closely, the tall stems, they're all the same, but the ones in between, there's two different patterns. Am I going to be able to hold my laptop and point? Right. Oh, let me zoom in actually. Right, that's as far as I can go in. So, ignore my nails, they're disgusting. So these ones here are the same, but this one is different to this one. And there's something about it, because of that slight difference, it makes me think a little bit of like a wildflower, like something a bit more organic rather than it all being the same. And I think that's why I find it really pleasing to my eye. And what I love the idea of with this, first of all, it's fingering weight yarn. Colour work, I think it's on a 3.5 fingering weight yarn, got lots of suggestions. Bear with. My idea about this is picking your two colours, at least some contrast, even if it's subtle. That's quite a lot, but you could have it more subtle. Then scraps of mohair, tell me if I'm stupid, scraps of mohair that you've got lying around, little bits that you're just like, what am I going to do with it? Threading it up and duplicate stitching different colours on different flowers, maybe a little bit of green on this bit, maybe a bit of yellow on here, maybe pink there. It would be subtle. I mean, you could double up on the mohair and hold it double, but just to give this fluff or air of like little bits of colour. And again, not mega strong, because you're going to have a fingering weight and then a mohair on it. So it will come through a little bit, but I don't know, every time I think about it, I get really excited. And I really like the idea. And I have so many bits of mohair at home. It would be a great way of using it up. And then you're not doing a ton of colour work. You're doing a 2-colour Fair Isle top down yoke increase tee, but then, and it would be so individual, adding all those little flecks of colour, and you wouldn't need to do it everywhere. I wouldn't do it on every flower or every stem or every little leaf. What do you think? So yarns for this one, so the yarn they're using is a alpaca linen silk combo, and it just so happens we have an alpaca linen silk yarn, which has been flying off the walls. We've had to repurchase it 3 times in like 2.5 months, and it's called Loom. So the percentages are, if you're interested, 50% alpaca, 25% linen, 25% silk, 400 meters. I've just picked up this one, Evermore. You can see, so you can probably see why I'm jumping to this one. This is exactly what I'm imagining, kind of sewn into those little flowers. So I keep hitting this, sewn into those little flowers. So subtle, but much bigger sections than this, these little flakes. So you can see this Evermore has got a bit of yellow, a bit of blue, a bit of pink, a bit of green. Beautiful. Nice and subtle. From here, you don't really see it. So contrast colours. Whoops. So this one is rose brown. So quite like hers, you could have this as the main colour, this is the contrast. So what I was thinking was, if you did it the other way round, it would look beautiful, but it would mean this would be the outline of the flowers, this would be the background, and this would be the colour that was inside the flowers that you would be duplicate stitching on top of. So if you did it that way round, it would be much more subtle because this is a much darker colour. So when you're putting a bit of mohair through it, it's not going to make as much difference. I mean, really at this point I should be saying, so you could do a little swatch and have a little play and see. That's another one, which would be a nice high contrast. But I also thought the green would be nice. I don't know why I didn't take it down. Oh, I keep wanting to shout as I move away from the camera, but I realise I've got my little, I'm a Instagram influencer. I wish I could put this someplace that you couldn't see. I'm so embarrassed. So yeah, just to show you some of the colours. This is Signature, a little bit more purple. That would be lovely. This is a more subtle one next to it. This is Persimmon. But all of these colours look lovely with it. And then the green would be nice. I love this sorrel. Yeah, really pretty. And yeah, just using up all those. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be mohair. It could be anything. Even if it's thicker, it'll just stand out a little bit more. But I do like the idea of the subtlety of a little bit of mohair. Maybe some of them you could hold double, some of them single. But anyway, gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Don't know how long this will last again. We've got tons of it in this time. I like triple bought it. So, but yeah, that's loom. So that would be a really good option. And that would hang very much like the picture. If you're the sort of knitter who feels nervous about starting a project, unless you've got a really good idea of how it's going to hang and look, using loom for that is going to be very similar. If you're like me and you're just like, the yarn just speaks to you. Another one that would be great for gauge wise would be Alice. So this is a mix of merino and linen. It's from Durerum Natura. It is so light, it's lovely. And I thought this colour here, is this delphinium or crypsicle, or no, it's neither of them. They've called it something else. Oh, Gentian, Gentiane. Any French bods out there? Languages, I mean, English isn't even very good for me, but yeah, thought that would be very cool. And I think if you weren't going to do the embroidery, that could be the main colour, that could be the contrast. Oh, actually, brainwave. If you wanted a dark main colour and a light contrast colour and wanted to do the mohair thing, when you're doing the flowers, instead of doing them as an outline, you could just do the whole flower in the lighter one and then just contrast colour over that. Sorry, you're seeing it happen live on Instagram. But yeah, we got loads of colours of this. Gorgeous to knit with. Our Alison is knitting the back yoke tee with us at the moment, and she messaged me saying, can I just take 2 weeks off work and just sit at home and knit with this yarn? It's gorgeous. Other options, we've got Ainsworth and Prynne. This is their classic sock yarn, 4-ply. It's what this is made in. So it's a 4-ply yarn. It's a little bit, it would be a little bit more open on this gauge, which is fine, because you could definitely go bigger on this. But it's a really lovely, stretchy, oh, there we go. As in, oh, I can't say it again. As in gentian violet. I don't know what gentian bit means though. Is it a flower? Is it, sorry, I'm showing I might have a first in physics from St Andrews, but when it comes to language, I am terrible. That and geography. I don't know any capital cities. I don't know where anything is. When Graham and I first met, he had to buy me my first atlas from a kid's shop to help me learn Anyway, that's another Instagram live. So I thought this would be like a really punchy colour combo. I think somebody knit this Nomad tee in these colours. They look really great together. So that'd be another one. And you could also use the Liberty Lamb's wool. Oh, that was it. You could also, when I was talking about the Sneak Billum with that sort of fade colour, you could totally do the flowers in one of those and have a plain background. That would be really pretty as well. Any colour work in a sneak cake is pretty. Anyway, so that was Wildflower Tea by Eleanor Mortensen. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there we go. It's a mountain flower. Oh, used for antiseptic. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You're a keeper. You're going to stay and translate for me. We used to have a girl called Celeste that was working for us before Christmas, and she was French. And we made her go through every single Durée room colour to tell us what they meant. One of them was like forest rose, or I think something like that. It was pretty. But yeah, what do you think? I think it's beautiful. I think that might be on the list along with the other loops. Right. Where am I on my table? Mawish, we have so much yarn to put away. Okay. Oh my goodness. Right. I'm going to have a quick little drink. Time check, 22. 3 baskets left. If we don't get to the end, we don't get to the end. They're still on the blog if you want to go check anything out. Any questions? No? Oh, you're all so just... It's like a dream. I can imagine a teacher loving you guys, like a dream class. Everyone just sat, concentrating. Please do ask questions. Right, next one. Ice flower. So when I saw this, I thought of the words sweet and pretty. Very simple, but beautiful. So, Ice Flower by Suvi Knits. And I've got 2 jumpers now that have cable. One has cable, one has colour work just down the sleeve, and everything else is plain. I think I quite like that sort of thing. So this has like this lace pattern going up from the neck all the way down each sleeve, and then it has this very sweet little picot edge around the neck. Really gorgeous, asking for a light fingering weight and a lace weight together on a 4mm. So again, it's knitting the fabric up as a DK weight, but with a mohair and a fingering weight to give it a bit of lightness. But you still need enough in there to be able to see that lace with a little bit of cable. So my go-to one with this, no brainer, got hiccups again, light fingering weight and mohair. So it's always going to be Knitting for Olive merino and a matching mohair. So that one there is grey. This is a neutral, so I think this is marzipan or poudre. I've got oatmeal and powder, oatmeal powder. But I think something like that, this would completely change how it looks. I think it would look, I don't want to say more modern, because modern is beiges, isn't it? But I think it would look incredible in that colour. So this is clover green in both the Knitting for Olive merino and the matching mohair. We've got lots of like punchy colours. Where was the lilac? Oh, that basket's already gone. I think it could look beautiful in this as well. Or Petit Matin, this is Berenice, but you can hold that with the with the Knitting for Olive merino as well. Another Carol combo. So that's Petroleum Green in both the merino by Knitting for Olive and the mohair. Lovely. If you didn't want to hold 2 together, you could totally use a DK weight for this pattern. Is it 20 or 22? It's 22 on 4. So yeah, all it's going to do is in the picture, can you see how it's not open, but there's like this sort of ethereal lightness to it, and that's because of the combos of the yarn. You could absolutely use a DK weight yarn on its own. If you want it to be as similar to that as possible, again, taking that idea of you wanting to know what it's going to look like, I would go for a lighter DK. So this is knit by numbers. We don't have a large amount of this left, and I am going to put it on sale later on today. So if you're thinking about doing this, wait, obviously it's going to go on sale. But I want to just do a quick stock count to make sure that when I put it on reduced, we've got exactly what I think we've got. So this is a light DK. This is a mix of Blueface Leicester and Falklands Merino. It has, it's very difficult, it's got a very slight halo, very slight, but it's a lighter DK, so this would be really nice. Those stitches down the sleeve would really pop, but it would just be a more robust fabric. And then we've also got things like Novita, beautiful woolly yarn. These are both DKs. These knit up really nice at 22 stitches as well on a 4mm. Obviously, do your gauge swatch. And we've got like a range of colours in these as well. I love this green. And you could also go for a DK in wool decanted. This would be lovely as well. Again, that same buttery British yarn. This would be great at 22 as well. And we've got 9 different colours in this. This one's like kind of an orangey poppy red. But I do think I would be going for the combo on this one. I think it'll just really look like the picture, and I know that I'm attracted to it because of the shape and the way it looks like on the model, so I'd want it to be coming out the same way. So yeah, again, this is top down, cables knit as you go down. I think it's, oh, I should have, let me just double check. Is it a seamlessly top down, start with the picot edging, short rows, raglan increases, there we go. And then stitches for the sleeves are put on hold. So that's Ice Flower by Suvi Knits. Love it. This one's just a quick one, and again, it's to give you the idea of how you don't necessarily have to follow the pattern. I know some of that might scare some of you, but just to show you that omitting something can really change the shape of something. I'm going to go get my... So as an example, this one is actually a long sleeved top with kind of like fluted sleeves, and by just omitting the sleeves from that and casting off up here, you've got like a nice boxy tee. So this is another example of that. The tee is lovely how it is, but I'm going to just show you. So it's the Clay Tee by Ozetta. I think everyone should have like a little play of this, and like so that you don't get scared about doing things. So this is a t-shirt. It is a drop sleeve, sorry. Graham, there's a gentleman at the door and the postman's asking him to knock on the door. Could you just help him and see if he... It's this gentleman here next to the postman. He was trying to, yeah. Sorry. T-shirt, and you can see it's a drop sleeve. And it's really nice. It's just got this really subtle textured garter line. Very simple, really lovely. That might not be your kind of thing with that length of sleeve. If we look at this Instagram, so can you see how this lady, that looks like a very, very different sort of shape to her jumper. And all she's done is, instead, she's knit it as it said in the pattern, but then instead of going back and picking up these stitches around her sleeve to knit the sleeve, she's just cast off or added a couple of rows of ribbing. So really, it's not messing around with things, it's just omitting something that can really change how you look, how the shape of something. And for me and my body shape and my arms, I prefer that kind of, I guess this sort of length. It kind of hangs off the sleeves. Oh, I've just closed my laptop. It can really change the shape. So very much like I did with this one, this had sleeves. I just didn't pick up the stitches for the sleeves, and then I just did a little bit of ribbing. So if you see something, especially if it's a drop sleeve that you go back and pick up, or even if it's not a drop sleeve, it's a yoke or a raglan, and you just think, I'm not sure I like the sleeves, don't knit them. Just don't knit them. Less to knit, you'll finish quicker. So that was just an example again of that. So that was the clay tee by Ozetta, and it's asking for Knitting for Olive Pure Silk held double, which is a great option for it, absolutely. So let me get you some colours. So this is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, 100%. It's not shiny silk, it's matte. Lots of nice colours. So this is Plum Rose, this is Olive, and this is French oh, we don't have Amelia. Anemone is what I say. Lots of lovely colours. So that held double. Great for the pattern. But as I say every month, with Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, you can swap that out for merino or cotton merino, and it'll be the same gauge. So this is cotton merino in lime yellow. Look at that. I mean, I can't wear it, but I could look at that all day. It's more lime in real life. It's coming out very yellow. But that double, or the Knitting for Olive merino, you could hold that double, and this is dark cognac. So either of those. So the merino would just make it something that would be a little bit warmer if we ever get out of this weather. Other options, if you haven't used Arctic Pearl yet, this is a yarn made from seaweed. It's got a very subtle sheen, and that could be held double as well for this pattern. So these just have colours, and I can't remember the names. This is colour 16, like a sort of like a sage green. This is quite a poppy red again with a little bit of pink through it. Number 7, that's coming out very red. It doesn't quite look like that. And 13, if you have a look at these on the website, they're coming out a little bit stronger on the camera. But that held double would be beautiful as well. Antibacterial, machine washable on a delicate wash, super light, lovely to knit with. Another option for that one, if there's yarns you've seen in the shop and you're just wanting a reason to kind of like pick them up and play with them, Horse Silk, which is a linen and silk blend held with a lace weight. So either cashmere lace by Jeopard, or again, this is not quite the right colour, it's a little bit, oh actually, yeah, this is a bit bluer. It looked nice together though. This is Arctic, that's the lace weight, the lace weight alpaca. It's been a long week, kiddos. So yeah, that mix would be really nice for it as well. Any of those would do for that. I think it's a 4mm again, so yeah, 4mm, 20 stitches, standard DK weight. It's surprising how much something knits up on a 4mm compared to 3mm for summer. It's 1mm, doesn't sound a lot, but I always find that a 4mm is just moves along a little bit quicker. Right, we might have to decide between the last ones because we don't have much time. I'm going to pick these two. Right, so where are they? This is the Morse Polo by Joanna Ang. And the minute I saw this, I loved it. So this is a little polo tee. It comes with short sleeves or long sleeves, both in the same pattern. And then it has these stripes of different colours and different textures. It's top down, you pick the stitches up for the collar afterwards and knit that flat back and forward. It's a raglan increase, so again you would then put the stitches for the sleeves on hold, knit the body, go back and knit a bit more of the sleeve, or knit a long sleeve. You could do this in just 2 colours if you wanted. You could use a different colour for every stripe if you've got lots of stash. I'm not looking at anyone in particular who might be on here. I'm going to show you it buttoned up as well. Really nice and neat collar. I think it's very sweet. So they're recommending Le Petit Lamb's wool, which I think is perfect for this. And yes, there's other yarns we've got that you could use, but I just don't think there's any point messing around with this one for me, because I just love this yarn. Like I was saying, it was one of my favorites. So she has kind of like a dark bluey black as the main color, and then she's got like a cream and a beige together. So if you want to know, I think this is the color she used. This is soft blue black. This is grey brown, and this is light grey. So that would be very much like the one in the picture. If you're into purples and pinks, I thought this was beautiful. There is so much going on with these, but they're so subtle. Look at that purple, burgundy one, purple, sorry. So this is dark violet blue. Why use one word to describe a yarn when you can use 10? We always giggle about that with Biche and Bush, Le Petit Lamb's wool, but look at that. I mean, I could lose myself in that. It's stunning. Dark violet blue. Yes. Then this one is light pink violet. Again, I think you can see it more in real life. There's quite a bit going on in that one. And then candy. Candy. Look at this. It's almost like a mermaid. So beautiful. So I think those 3 could be quite nice together. And then if you wanted something a little bit warmer, like maybe something that I would suit, I thought these were great. So this is dark burgundy grey. They're all marled, you can see, but some of them have a lot more going on than others. This one is orange red. It's not quite as strong in real life. And then this one's just beige. But even the beige, you can see there's little flecks. But I thought they would be really nice as well. I mean, you could do the background and then do the colours in this, or have a dark background like theirs, add the others. Like I said, we've got about, I think we've got like about 50 colours in this, so many. If you want some pictures of 3, I can't even do my fingers now, 3 together, we can do that. Just pop a message when we've added this to the grid, add a comment, sorry, and we'll get back to you and take some photos for you. Yeah, I think that was really, really sweet, and a lot of the girls in the shop have been really interested about that one, so I'm sure we'll have one. Right, 5 minutes. Do we have time for 2? Oh, I love this. Look at that little bag. I could just watch her turning that around and around in her hand. So this is a pattern that is out. I'm showing you on Instagram because I couldn't find it on Ravelry. So I think you need to go to her, direct to her website. I have got the link on our blog. It's called the Merry Mohair Bag. And this one, she's just used lots of scraps of different coloured mohairs. I think you hold it triple. But just a cute little bag. It's so sweet. If you did need colours, I got like a little selection together to mimic. Let's see if I can move this again. Whoa! Right, if I could mimic, if I move my coffee. Whoa, there, can you see them? There you go. So we've got colours, if you love that colourway of the bag that we have. But I love the idea of these little projects being things that you just use up bits and bobs you've got. You might need to buy one colour to tie it together. But it's very, very sweet. It's by Wool Dot Knitwear. I hadn't heard of them before, but yeah, the Miri mohair bag, super sweet, really nice gift for someone maybe. I don't know, I can imagine just like a head to toe outfit in one of the colours in that bag, and then that being your one accessory if you were going out somewhere. Like, I've got time to go out anywhere. Oh my God, who am I kidding? And then we'll do this one as our last one. So this is a new pattern that's out by Teti Lutzak. We all love Teti Lutzak here. She's the lady who designed the Polina sweater, which was one of the first jumpers I ever wore on a live when we opened the shop about 3 years ago. So I'm going to just try and zoom in as much as I can. So it's this balloon sleeve, high neck. I love the neck. It is perfect for me, the perfect height. And then it has, instead of a typical yoke colour work, it's got a yoke lace. Really, really pretty. Love it. So this yarn that she's using, and you might hear Mawish getting excited in the background about this one, uses Biche and Bush Le Gros silk and mohair, which is a silk mohair but thicker. It's like a DK to worsted weight, which might be on a plane flying its way to our shop as I speak. So it should be here next week. So if you wanted to make that pattern, that's the recommended yarn, and we will have it. Another option for this yarn, for this pattern, would be Puno Fine by Majo Garn. I've seen Gareth is on here. Gareth has knit a cloud sweater with this orange. So if you want to see how this orange looks up, knit up, head over to the Manchester yarn shop and have a look at their Instagram, and you will see this colour in his jumper further down his grid. I have got a cloud sweater cast on in the same yarn, not the same colour. But just to show you some of the colours that it comes in. So this is a cotton chainette, and then it has alpaca and wool fibres blown through it. So it's a really light blown yarn. Means you can make quite a chunky jumper, but without the weight. And it's a good DK to worsted weight. So I get 20 stitches on a 4mm and 18 stitches on a 5mm. So it works great for both DK and worsted weight. So we've got like lovely, I was going to say sage, they've called this artichoke. We've got a couple of blues, but this one is dolphin, really pretty. I love this one. Oh, that's like the other one. I'm obviously going through like a lime phase. Yep, 708 lime. But it also comes in some, it comes in neutrals as well, but it also comes in some of these dark colours. So this one is sapphire. It's like a purple electric blue. This one is fig. There's also a brown, there's a black, there's a blue black, there's lilac, there's lots of them. The colours are amazing, but it knits up so nicely on the needles. That would be a great option for that. Or if you really like it, you can wait for Le Gros Lamb's silk mohair that should be here next week. Right. Whew. It's 11 o'clock. Right, I did have more to show, but I'm going to stop and be a good girl. It's been really nice having everyone join us. As we said, the things that we need to take away from today is there will be some sale yarns going online later on today, specifically the knit by numbers. As I say, we don't have a huge amount of it left. We are just trying to make some space because I have been, what would you call it, therapeutically shopping because of all the stress of the basement and the patio and the work going on next door. I've just gone online and bought lots of new yarn for the shop, so now I need to find space for it all. You will find all the information about this on the website, on the blog. Do share this, do comment underneath it. It all helps us as a small independent business and lets Instagram know that we're not dodgy. It seems to think everyone's dodgy as just a standard thing. And newsletter going out on Sunday for workshops and events. Oh, and I should mention as well, sorry, just quickly, if you don't know, in October we go sock mad here, major Socktober. We're getting the window done. We are getting lovely kits made. We're going to have loads of workshops. We're going to have a sock along via Zoom. All the information will be on the newsletter that's going out on Sunday. So you can sign up to that at the bottom of any page on the website. Make sure you get it, be the first to know. And I'm excited to drop hints and ideas and information about all of that soon. We have an incredible hand dyer and an incredible designer involved, so I will let you know all about that. So keep tuned in. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's surviving the heat. I hope you're still all enjoying your knitting, and we will speak to you soon. I think that's it. Okay. Bye guys, thank you for joining me. It's always so much fun. I really enjoy it. Take care. Bye.